The EU calling it an absolute deadline for concrete progress on the Brexit divorce bill, the Irish border and citizens' rights. The deposed Catalan leader Carles Puigdemont faces an extradition hearing in Belgium as Spain seeks to have him returned to face charges of sedition and rebellion. And as Honduran electoral authorities start recounting contested ballots from last week's presidential election, France 24's team in the country takes a look at the deadly street protests sparked by the opposition's accusations the government is trying to cling to power. Well, it's time now for business news, and for that I'm joined by Delano de Souza. And you're starting off with a blockbuster takeover offer in the United States.
That's right. CVS has made a $69 billion bid for U.S. insurance company Aetna. The move will position the drugstore operator to become a one-stop shop for healthcare needs in the United States. Last year, CVS started adding clinics to its stores so customers could get physicals or flu shots. Buying Aetna is likely to redraw the healthcare map in the country and could generate a new influx of clients for CVS. Both companies will be discussing the details of the deal on Monday, a deal which still needs approval by regulators in the United States. Next, Eurozone finance ministers will be picking the next Eurogroup president later today. This as Joran Dijsselbloem leaves the post following an election defeat in the Netherlands this year. Finance ministers from Latvia, Luxembourg, Slovakia and Portugal are vying for the job. 19 Eurogroup ministers will take part in the vote, and the winning candidate must secure 10 votes to win. Here's why Portugal's finance minister Mário Centeno thinks he should be the group's next president.
The future of the country is embroidered within the future of the European Union. It's within this spirit that I embrace this challenge. Portugal's experience in the recent past shows how it is possible in Europe to achieve budget consolidation and inclusive growth while generating jobs.
Portugal's Mário Centeno speaking there. Next, Venezuela says it will create a new cryptocurrency called the Petro. The country, with the world's largest known oil reserves, has been battling food and medicine shortages as well as sky-high inflation. The new digital currency will be backed by Venezuela's oil and gas reserves as well as its gold and diamond holdings.
And how are the markets looking today, Delano?
Well, here in Europe, all the main indices have opened the session in positive territory. The DAX opening up over 1% there, as you can see. The London FTSE and CAC clearly up around 1% at this hour. A mixed picture over in Asia. However, the Hang Seng in Hong Kong trading in positive territory, whereas the Nikkei ended down around 0.5%. Now, Apple's chief executive says developers have earned roughly a quarter of its global App Store earnings from China. The $17 billion figure was released by Tim Cook, who was speaking at a forum organized by the Cybersecurity Administration of China. Now, Apple has faced criticism from rights groups for bowing to pressure from regulators in Beijing after it removed hundreds of apps from its Chinese store this year. Air services to the Indonesian island of Bali have resumed on Monday after flights were disrupted over the weekend. Ash from Mount Agung have now turned into a plume of smoke. Tens of thousands of tourists were left stranded when the airport was shut for nearly 3 days last week. Officials aren't too worried about the volcano's impact on tourism, as Erin Agonke now reports.
Empty beaches and restaurants. It's a rare sight in Bali, one of the world's most popular tourist destinations. Mount Agung, Bali's largest mountain, erupted early last week, sending plumes of ash and steam across the island. The mini eruptions left more than 100,000 tourists stranded, and fears of a larger, more dangerous eruption have caused many to cancel future travel plans.
We usually have 200 to 300 customers a day, sometimes even 400 people. But today, we had just one customer.
Bali, known for its beaches and temples, attracted close to 5 million visitors last year. But numbers have fallen drastically since September. when Mount Agung's volcanic tremors increased. According to Indonesia's tourism minister, Balian businesses could lose close to $665 million if Mount Agung doesn't calm. Yet despite the current difficulties, many remain optimistic, noting that Bali has overcome threats to its tourism industry before.
Bali tourism is a mature market, so there must be some solutions to overcome a tragic situation like Mount Agung. After the Bali bomb attack in 2002, it didn't take us too long to recover, even though it was a terrifying terrorist attack, and usually the impact of such an event could last for a long time.
Mount Agung last erupted in 1963, killing more than 1,000 people.
Delano D'Souza with The Business, thank you very much indeed.